Hello, and in the beautiful sunshine of a fall day, I'm so glad to be in a garden speaking to you. Now we look at number 6 in our series on education, more lessons from the Master Teacher, and we look at some more examples of how God operates. So we're interested in the Master Teacher. Yes, we're talking about Jesus very often, but God is also represented there as the teacher throughout Scripture, which is why we're given material from Genesis, for example. Let's pick up that one from Genesis chapter 28. It's the story of Jacob running away. Verse 10 of chapter 28. In the meantime, Jacob had set off from Beersheba on his way to Haran. He has to run away because of what he and his mother had done in deceiving his father, and he has to run away, and his reason for going is to go and find a wife. And he stops at a particular place, we're not told exactly where, he names it later, picks up a stone for a pillow, goes to sleep. You can imagine what might have been going through his head as he fell asleep. He's running away from home, he never actually sees his mother again. It's a tragic situation that he and his mother have put himself in, and how often we do that to ourselves. He has a lot to learn. Verse 12. He dreamed he saw a stairway that started on earth and the top reached all the way into heaven. He saw God's angels going up and down on it. Then he saw the Lord standing over him. And the Lord comes and speaks to him, makes all those promises, confirms the promises that he made to Abraham and to Isaac and so on, and now to Jacob. God has to come in himself and educate Jacob in the dream. And this master teacher is sharing with him what he needs to know and especially develop that relationship. See, education isn't just about conveying information, providing knowledge. It's about developing a relationship. And we need to be developing that relationship with God. Some quotes for this time in the notes there for you. Better than 1,000 days of diligent study is one day with a great teacher. Japanese proverb describing what I think it's like to be with God, to learn from him. And then one from Ben Franklin, which I think is absolutely great. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. Involve me and I learn. I want to involve all of you in our experience here. As you read the notes, as you listen to the audio discussion, as you participate in your church study and so on, I pray that you'll involve as many as possible so that you can learn together. That was what Jesus did as the master teacher. And here's one from Kemal Atatürk, who was the founder of modern-day Turkey. A good teacher is like a candle. It consumes itself to light the way for others. In the same way that Jesus consumed himself, burned himself, not sleeping enough, always being on the go, trying to help as many as possible. This good teacher demonstrated what it was like to be a true teacher of God, to share with others the goodness of God, and then the great demonstration at the end on the cross of his true love, self-sacrificing love, and then the resurrection. Don't ever leave that out when you're talking about the cross. Always talk about the resurrection, because that is what gives us hope for the future. How he then becomes the guarantee of our resurrection, that this life is not everything. A teacher demonstrates, he shows, she shows what it's really like to experience all this. The fall is mentioned, we have a lot to learn because of that. But I want to take you to that first quote in the Ellen White comments section. Jesus' manner of teaching was beautiful and attractive, and it was ever characterized by simplicity. There were no high-sounding words used to understand which it was necessary to consult a dictionary and so on. It was simple, clear, precise. Read the whole quote there. See what Jesus did. We don't need to make it complicated. We just need to tell the truth simply, as is in Jesus, just as he did as the master teacher.